Hey folks, Mr. Dell here. We are looking at multiplication of fractions is our topic, specifically within the context of a word problem. I am pulling this problem from CPM Course 2. This is section 3.3.1 and number 395. So we'll read it and we'll go through the steps here. So it says 1/3, okay, so 1/3 of a rectangular playground is designed for young children. In that part of the playground, a play structure covers 2/5 of the children's space. So we have a rectangular playground, and 1/3 of the rectangular playground is designed for the young children. And then in that playground, in that part of the playground, a play structure covers 2/5 of the children's space. So here's our scenario. So we're going to go through these steps, and I think they're going to get us to come up with the final answer of how much of that space is the play structure. But here we go. So use a drawing to represent the portion of the playground that is the play structure. Okay, so what we've got, I'm going to go ahead and draw a rectangle because it's a rectangular playground. And 1/3 of it is designed for young children. So let's start there. So I'm going to cut this vertically in thirds, right? So we have 1, 2, 3 spaces. So 1/3. So let's make it this space here. So that's 1/3, and 1/3 of it is for young children. So this is the young children part, right? Then it says in that part of the playground, a play structure covers 2/5 of the children's space. So we're going to look at cutting this now horizontally by fifths, because 2/5 of this space is the play structure. So let's see if I can get fifths out of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that'll work. So if I cut this, and I'm just going to cut it all the way across so we see our portions here. Really, we're cutting this space into fifths, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's five spaces. So 2/5 of it. So we'll do these. We'll do the bottom ones here. So these two, that's 2/5 of that space is what is part, or was what the play structure is. So here's my representation. 1/3, right? I'll do it again. I'll say it again. 1/3 of the space, which I have there in blue, is the designated for young children. Okay, and then 2/5 of that space is the play structure. So this space right here is the play structure. Okay, so that's our drawing. All right, now B says represent the problem with multiplication. So multiplication, what this is saying is it's 2/5. Let me do that. 2/5 of 1/3. That's what we're trying to find. 2/5 of the 1/3, which represents 2/5 times 1/3. When you say of, that word of is multiplication. So that's the representation as multiplication. So it asks then what fraction of the total playground is the play structure. So really, if we're looking at that, we're looking at using this. We can do this using the multiplication, 2/5 times 1/3, and figure out what that is. Or we can also look here and see what parts I have. How many parts, once I have cut this into fifths and this part into thirds. So this way is fifths, this way is thirds. So how many parts? What do you see? I see 15 parts, right? So the total parts now are 15. And what part of the 15 is the play structure is 1, 2 of those parts, right? So that's that 2/5. So when we do the multiplication, we should also get, when we do multiplication of fractions, remember, multiply straight across. You go 2 times 1 on the numerator, 5 times 3 on the denominator. So that is 2/15. So 2/15 is the fraction of the playground that is the play structure. That is my answer. All right, there we go.